Friends, welcome back. I am Jason. Let's talk about the crap that you don't need. Just like with every activity out there, as soon as you dive into it, you're gonna fall into this trap of needing all of this gear. I mean, if you wanna hike the Appalachian Trail, you can't do it without a $1,200 3.2 gram Dyneema backpack. You gotta have the best of the best, or you might as well not even try it. Motorcycling is no different. As soon as you buy a motorcycle, if you research whatever, name the motorcycle, name it. First thing that you're gonna find is all of the modifications that you have to do to this machine to make it rideable. And I'm here to tell you right now that you don't have to do any of that crap. You can have a ton of fun on a bone stock, regular old motorcycle of your choosing, whichever one that you want. Everything on two wheels is fun. This is an XR 150. It is slow. It is underpowered. The suspension is soft. It has no modifications at all, and I don't plan on doing anything to it at all as a matter of fact, as out of spite. to stick it to the man of all of the gear out there that I don't need. I don't want to spend any money on this thing because I don't need to. I'm going to use gear that I already have, and I'm going to take this thing on a big adventure. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to ride 1,000 miles there and 1,000 miles back, and I'm going to be camping out for at least a week, 7 days probably, on the road, camping in miscellaneous random places. I'm not going to stay in hotels, nothing like that. And I'm going to do it with stuff that I pretty much already have. I'm not going to invest any money into Moto gear. Motorcycle gear is expensive. I mean, if you attach motorcycle to anything, doesn't matter what you're talking about, it automatically becomes 4 times more expensive. Like this backpack right here is really nice. I mean, it's waterproof. It's got this dry bag portion. It's really comfortable to ride on a motorcycle, and there's something to be said about that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's purpose-built things that work really well for the activity that you're doing, like motorcycling, but it's really not that necessary. This is my Moto saddlebags that I've had for a long time now, quite a few years, and I've been on many adventures with it, and it is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It carries all of my gear to low, right? That's what you want. It lowers the center of gravity of all my gear of the motorcycle overall. You don't want stuff piled on top high on the motorcycle for the most part, because it's going to make it top heavy and unwieldy and more difficult to ride, especially in more difficult, challenging terrain. So having the gear low and tight to the motorcycle is what you want. Heavy things down low as much as possible. But this is really expensive. This stuff costs a lot of money, and you just don't need it. This, my friends, is my backpack that I've had for years. I've been carrying this thing around for a long time, and not just for motorcycling, not just for hiking and backpacking, but for everything. If I need gear and I need to carry it on me, on the motorcycle, whatever, I can carry it in a backpack like this that I already have. And it doesn't even have to be this nice of a pack. This is a Hill People Gear Tarahumara, small, but really nice pack. It doesn't even need to be that nice. Whatever you got, you can use just fine, and it will work fine for whatever you need to do with it. You just need to carry the essentials: food, fire, water, shelter, security, first aid, and communications. Those are the basics. If you carry that stuff with you on any adventure, which kind of sounds like a lot, but it's really not. If you carry that stuff with you, that minimal gear, you'll be fine. Will you be like super comfortable? You're on the road. You're going to be super comfortable like you are sleeping in your bed at home or the Holiday Inn? No, but we're on an adventure. It's okay if we don't sleep as well as we normally would. It's okay if we're a little bit hot or a little bit cold or a little bit wet, because that's what we're there for. We're there to have an adventure, not to be soft and squishy weenies staying at home. So luckily, this motorcycle has a rack built in, so that's great. My XR 650 here does not have a rack. I don't ever really use one for the most part. I mean, I use the soft luggage, the Moto bags, and it just drapes over the seat right there, and I strap it to the frame. So it doesn't even really need a rack. Is it handy? Absolutely. Like, this motorcycle is super handy because it's got that there. So what I can do is I can take my gear. Oh, and in future videos, I'm going to be going through really all of the gear, like from, every little tool that I carry to my sleeping bag. I'm going to go through each and every little tidbit of equipment that I'm going to take on that 2,000-mile adventure where I'm camping out the whole time. But for today, we're just mostly discussing what you don't need. Somebody's feeling better. He had a really bad day yesterday, probably the worst day of his life. He had some parts of his body removed. that he probably would have liked to have held on to. But he seems to be over it today. Seems to be feeling pretty good about life. Oh gosh. Cone of shame is very restricting. So I've got my regular old backpack and a sleeping pad, my normal stuff, nothing fancy here. And I'm going to strap it down. I'm not even gonna use bungee cords. I'm just gonna use some string. I got a loop tied in one of my ends of my paracord here. This is a bowline knot. If you're unfamiliar with a bowline knot, maybe I'll show you, because every man, woman, and child needs to know how to tie a bowline knot. You make a loop like that. Just twist the line until it makes a loop. You take this portion right here and you stick just a little bit through, but not all the way through, like that. And then you take the tag in and you stick it through that right there, that loop that you created. Pull a little bit through, but not all the way, and then you give it a little tug. That, my friends, is a bowline knot. And the beauty of this knot is that you could put tons and tons of force on it, and you can still untie it just by pushing right there and breaking the knot, right? And luckily this rack here has these little studs, little tie-out points right there, and that's fantastic, super convenient. So I'm just gonna put my loop around there. I will proceed to wrapping up my package here. Not the same kind of package that Chuck is now missing, but this kind of package, my gear. And I'll wrap it around these studs, or I could just go around the frame right there on the rack, whatever. And I'll pull it nice and tight and secure. Each time I'm doing this with one hand, so bear with me here. Now what I wanna do is I wanna put a little loop right here. You see that? I'll just put a little loop right here. I'll twist it over just like I did with the bowline knot. And then I'll take this portion right here that I stick through right there, just like I did with the bowline knot, but instead of feeding another tag in through, I just pull on that, and that gives me a loop. Look at that. That's what I want. Easily undone. Make myself a little loop there. Stick this portion of the line through, closest to the tag end. Push that through. That gives me a little loop there. This is sometimes called a trucker's hitch. And then I take my tag in and I go through like that, cinch it down, pull it nice and tight, and then I will go around my line like this, and I'll put a slippery hitch. I don't want to put a full half hitch in there because it'll become difficult to untie. So if I did like that right there, it'd be secure, but once that gets tight, sometimes those are hard to get out. So what I'll do is put a slippery hitch. I'll go around my line and put a loop just like that. And that's really all you need to do. And you could tuck that thing in there so it doesn't get hung up on anything. And now I could probably pick the motorcycle up by my pack right now, and it's not gonna come off, and that's just a piece of string. So now I've used a piece of string, a backpack that I already have, and the existing equipment that I've got on the motorcycle, and I'm ready to go. I mean, yeah, you could use a bigger backpack, sure, of course. When you're packing on a motorcycle for an adventure, you gotta pack kind of light, and you've gotta be really thoughtful about the gear that you bring, because you can only bring so much, and the more that you bring, the heavier it gets, and the more unwieldy the motorcycle becomes, the more fatigued you'll be. You don't want to wear a backpack on your shoulders if you're riding long distances, because it becomes pretty annoying, especially if you're on rough, tough terrain. If you're cruising highways, you can just loosen the straps. If I loosen the straps enough, I can just have the backpack sit kind of on the seat, and that works okay, but still, it's kind of lame. It's best if you let the machine, if you let your steed carry the weight for you, right? The beast of burden, let it do the burden. So there's that. I've got what I need to survive for like a week, potentially. I don't have a lot of food and stuff in there, but I'm gonna be stopping for fuel anyway, so I'll just pick up some food. I mean, I'm a pretty healthy eater for the most part, but when I'm on adventures, you know, you eat what you eat, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. I could buy new tires right out the gate, and I could put some more aggressive knobby kind of tires on there, give me some more traction, perhaps some more performance. I could put a skid plate on here to help protect the machine. I could put bark busters to protect my hands and protect the levers from getting broken. For sure, a smart move, no doubt. I could put a more comfortable seat, not that this motorcycle needs it, but a lot of motorcycles, like my KTM that I used to have, like that seat was like a 2x4. It was really nice when I upgraded it. Don't get me wrong, you could do all of this stuff. You could do performance mods, engine mods, and all kinds of things to a motorcycle like this one or anyone out there. But is it really necessary? I mean, what are we after? It depends on what you're chasing. Are you chasing performance and speed? Are you the racer, you know, that needs the performance because you are going to be racing and all that kind of stuff? Most likely not. I mean, most likely you're a guy just like me, and whatever horsepower your motorcycle has is probably more than you can handle anyway. Like my XR650, it only makes like 40 horsepower in its current situation. That's more than I can use off-road, for sure. Like, I'm never going to be tapped out completely off-road with that machine because I'm just not good enough. That's the truth. Now, on the road, sure, you can handle a few more horsepower, but most of us are not good enough. And most of us are not going to even notice some of these performance enhancement mods because you're just not a skilled enough rider to be able to appreciate those tiny little differences. Chuck, what are you doing? He's running into my stand here with his cone of shame. You're just not going to notice. Like, it's not that big a difference. Now, it's like the professional mechanic, you know. They might notice the difference between a really expensive snap-on wrench and your cheaper Stanley wrench. They might notice that as far as use and longevity and all that. But your average layperson that's just wrenching on your motorcycle or your truck from time to time is not going to notice the difference. It's just not going to be a thing. So save your pennies. Spend more money on fuel and put some miles on the thing and have a good time doing it and worry less about the crap that you really don't need. Friends, I really do appreciate you watching. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until next time, what's the worst that can happen? Let's just go on 3.